I like this game. As I said yesterday, he's a puck mover. That's what he's selling. And it was on full display. It was flat and it was on the tape. He had a number of plays, especially as the game wore on, moved his feet first before he moved the puck, and that had a big impact on what we were able to do with that pass. So for a guy that's been out a long time, he's worked. That extra group that we have here has got a good thing going. They work hard, and I think they're having some fun doing it. So real pleased that a guy can come off the taxi squad after sitting for so long and then play well.
We'll go next to Scott Billick from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Paul. Pierre-Luc Dubois talks after last game about kind of just not being at 100%, but there's a couple plays in that game, little things that stood out, just his strength along the boards, being able to kind of win those puck battles. What have you, I guess, noticed from him in these last couple of games that it really kind of sticks out, the nuances of his game, not just the ability to score and pass the puck, but kind of the little things that you wouldn't normally notice?
So there's a whole bunch of defensive things where you watch the way a guy reacts before he thinks, right? The play changes direction. Where does he go before he even processes the play? So that's just the instinct part of his game. He's got a real nice defensive instinct, right? For a skilled guy and for a young guy, you don't expect it. I'm not saying he's under the puck all night and he's we're going to tune him up to be a Selke candidate, but he has got his original idea, right? The original instinct on a change of possession is right. He gets to the right spot. He gets his stick to the right spot. He also, and I know this just from, the video that the other coaches have shown him, has a real interest in it. So it's not just about creating offense for him. He wants to be a good player all around. So that would be the part you don't know until you get a guy on the ice and you watch the game real close. The physical strength there, I mean, geez, he's such a young man. He's already so powerful. The softness of the hands, you've seen the little plays that he made. But I think what excites me here is we got a player that wants to be involved in all parts of the game. He's not just here to put numbers up. He's here to play the game and become at some point, a dominant center.
We'll go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Afternoon, Paul. Just want to get your take on the current state of the North Division. You look at the standings. I know it's early, although early is a bit of a relative term this year, given the shortened schedule. But we're starting to see some separation, which maybe is a bit surprising this early in the year. But I wonder if that could be a mirage in a year where every game is a divisional game. Yeah. And in some ways, teams that do fall behind, they will have that ability to potentially make up that ground in a way that they wouldn't have in the past.
Right. The idea of being 7 or 8 points up on a team and you're going to play them 5 more times, and that's if you've already split with them, right? So I looked at the schedule and figured that the season starts at the end of February, early March. That's when this thing gets going, because this next layer of the games that we play, our schedule's heavier than other teams who've played more games. And if you're 3 or 4 games played fewer, and if that's the next month, you got a big cost, right? There's a big cost to this coming up to having played fewer games. So the season starts basically now. And I don't look at any spread that anybody has as being insurmountable.
We'll go next to Sarah Orlesky from TSN. Go ahead, Sarah.
Paul, I asked Mark about his game, and I know that he's obviously always trying to improve it and he works on it. That's well known, but he didn't give me one area in particular that he felt that maybe he had improved on this season. Would it be possible for you to give an example of an area that you think he is better at this year or has made strides in, even compared to last season?
I think that each year Mark's offensive game, believe it or not, some of the things that he does with the puck have improved because I know he works on it every day. And that's great. But where I felt, especially early, when we were trying to establish, and we know that we have to become a better defensive team. We finished 10th last year, but that was the focus of our group. Being a better defensive team and staying tight to the puck and not stretching the zones and not cheating plays. I thought that was the area that he showed leadership in. I think it makes his game better, but being involved in the defensive zone, being part of that defensive solution so that we can move together as 5, that's the area that I think is better right now in his game than probably any point last year.
We'll go next to Murat Atesh from The Athletic. Go ahead, Murat.
Thanks, Gregor. Hi, Paul. I'm asking this as an unabashed fan of Dylan DeMelo's game. I think he was 6th in 5-on-5 minutes yesterday, and certainly hasn't played a ton so far. So I guess my question is, what will it take for him to kind of carve out a bigger role for himself this year?
I think maybe health by the group. So he got behind it when he missed the first week, and then the injury, and then if we're healthy in the lineup, then I like the pairings the way they are. If Tucker Poolman's back, and then he and Bo both played well, so they'll just get more minutes that way. The penalty kill, we seem to have it got a little quiet in terms of the power play penalty kill, but all we would do is spread the minutes around more, right? It wouldn't be that he has to take minutes from somebody else. In terms of, I like where he's at. He's in a good hole. If he plays with Mo, he's going to play a little bit more. We like him with Bo. When Tucker's healthy, we like Tucker and Josh. We think there's something growing there. So we're happy with where he is. He's going to get a few more minutes as our team play gets better. Or what you find though, Rod, is if you're leading in a game, the other team's going to run their top end more. And if you're matching Pionk and you're matching Morrissey against the top end, that at times means fewer minutes.
We'll go next to Scott Billick from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Scott.
Hey, Paul, speaking of Tucker, he obviously on the ice here for the optional skate. What's his status? I mean, no non-contact for him. So
yeah, possible for tomorrow. I think we'll see how he comes back and make a decision then. I'm not ruling him out just yet, but I don't have a big push to put him back in unless we're real confident with where he's at.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. We'll be